Sign up to the SBR Network and use your free daily bet points to earn real-world prizes. Click on the page and start winning now.
Welcome everyone, I'm Jordan Sharp. After a huge night of NBA action starting the second round last night, we have the two other series here in the NBA second round tipping off tonight, and there's a lot of value I think tonight in tonight's odds. We'll start it off with the early game between the Brooklyn Nets and the Miami Heat tonight, where the Heat come in as a 7-point NBA odds favorites with a total of 191.5 points. Now of course it's been widely publicized that the Brooklyn Nets have had a ton of regular season success against the Miami Heat. However, really reminding me of a time back about 3 seasons ago before the Miami Heat had won a title when the Chicago Bulls were very good. Derrick Rose MVP season, and the Bulls had 2 wins against the Heat in the regular season in that lockout shortened year, but in the postseason after the Bulls beat Miami in game 1, the Heat swept them in 4 of the 4 games after that. So really, I don't think regular season success against the Miami Heat means a whole lot, and especially in this series. The Brooklyn Nets are probably a tired basketball team, not that great. And Miami here at 7 points, I think a little bit undervaluing them in this instance in Game 1. If you're really bullish on the Nets, I would suggest laying off and maybe getting some better value on Game 2 odds. But for Game 1, I think Miami is a 7-point favorite. It's really undervaluing them. I think the books are taking a little bit more of the regular season success into account, as the Miami Heat so far in the postseason in the Big Three era are 30-20 against the spread. And even though Brooklyn might make it a series, I would not be surprised if this series is only 5 games. So I'm going to add the Heat -7 to my NBA picks tonight. Second one I have for you is the Portland Trail Blazers playing into San Antonio tonight to play the Spurs. The Spurs are a 6.5-point favorite, total of 205.5. And if you watch my series video on this, you'll know I'm pretty bullish on the Blazers in this series as an underdog. But in this game, even though I do think Blazers plus 6.5 could be a pretty good play, I think the over actually has a little bit more value at 205.5. The first two times these two teams played, the Portland Trail Blazers won the game. The total went over. Portland was playing outstanding basketball to start the season, but of course they got a little injured towards the second half, fell off just a little bit. But now they're back to playing like they were at the beginning of the season, and at 205.5 between these two teams, just a little bit too low in my opinion. The Blazers have cashed the over in 7 of the last 9 games dating back to the regular season, while the Spurs have now cashed 5 of the last 6 games in that Dallas series. And even though the last 2 for Portland went under, like I said, 7 times before that, the total went over for Portland. So even though they split the regular season series against one another 2-2, both in straight up against the spread and the total, I think over 205.5 makes a lot of sense tonight between these two teams in their first game against one another. So I'm going to add that to my NBA picks along with Heat -7 tonight. Best of luck to you on these two. Make sure you check out my plays tomorrow for Game 2 between the Wizards and Pacers, as well as the Clippers and the Thunder. But until then, I'm Jordan Sharp, and this has been another edition of the Sharp Pick.